Hey everybody, Kyle Goeth here from GoatFromReviews.com and the Goat From Reviews YouTube channel. And I've got my quick little thoughts on the new film, Living. This is one of my Oscar films in my death race. If you don't know, I try to watch every single Oscar-nominated film before Oscar night. Usually I try to do some pre-planning before the awards come out, but Living has just been really tough to get a hold of. Finally came to theaters, so I thought I'd check it out. This film is a remake of Akira Kurosawa's Ikiru. And full disclosure, I've not seen Ikiru. Yeah, I own it. It is sitting on my shelf, and I actually was actively deciding if I should watch it this weekend before going to see the film. And I just decided there was no time. So I was like, okay, I'll go see Living, and then eventually I'll see Ikiru, and then I'll be able to talk about both. But what I can say about this is Bill Nighy stars in the film. It's nominated for Best Lead Actor for Nighy's performance, as well as, I believe, adapted screenplay, because Kazuo Ishiguro adapted the screenplay for this version. And it's set in the 50s, follows a gentleman played by Nighy who is finds out that he does not have much time left on this earth, about 6 to 9 months left. And then he starts to question, have I really lived? I've done great work, but have I really lived my life? Have I really done something that will matter? And kind of a downer, I know. It's kind of a downer idea, but I thought it was really quite good. I thought Nighy was really great. He plays reserved really nicely. He plays a little bit more upbeat nicely. He's able to capture a number of different emotional resonant pieces of his character and his story through just his interaction, just his emotion and his face. And I think that's really powerful stuff. I thought, what's her name? Amy Lou Wood. I think she was on Netflix's Sex Education. She plays kind of the female that works for him at the beginning of the film and then kind of creates a bond with him as things go on, because she's leaving the profession and he's leaving this earth. And it's a really powerful kind of connection between these two characters, and the way in which he imprints these ideas on the people he spends time with. You know, he's kind of wondering, have I lived? What can I do to really leave an impression both for myself on this earth, but then something that I think people might look at me and remember and really take in. And I think that's a question a lot of us have in this world is what I doing here gonna matter? When I'm gone, is any of this gonna be anything to anyone else? And I know I've thought that. I think that kind of every single day almost. I'm always looking for is it gonna mean anything that I was here? And that's something that a lot of us reckon with. And I think the way in which the film places that, I like that, Ikiru is, again, Kurosawa, so it is not a British English style movie. So I like these kind of Western remakes of the Eastern Kurosawa films. We've got Seven Samurai remade into Magnificent Seven. We have Yojimbo, which was, I believe, A Fistful of Dollars. And I'm sure there's others I'm thinking. Well, I mean, Rashomon, it's in itself, the Rashomon effect has been established in a number of Western films, but I don't know if 100% as a remake. But then we have this film, which is a remake of Ikiru. And I like the Westernization of taking these Eastern ideals and kind of supplanting them here, because I do think you get some really captivating ideas out of it. And I think both films would be worth watching then in that way, even though, again, I have not seen Ikiru. But it does make me want to go back and see that original film as well. I've heard from a number of people that it doesn't do a lot differently from that film, which I think is okay, because I think the Westernization of the concept is unique and interesting, and where they place it and the time period they place it and the actors that they get to be in the film, and the fact that the film does not overstay its welcome. I believe Ikiru is close to 2.5 hours, not to denigrate the film. Some movies need to be 2.5, some movies don't. This film runs in at a tight hour 40, which I feel was perfectly acceptable for the film. I wonder if this one had been 2.5 hours, if it would have felt like it was necessary. And that's not to say that Ikiru isn't necessarily to be long, but there's this kind of that give and take of this film does feel like it stands on its own. I think it's one that I could show to people who maybe aren't going to watch an Akira Kurosawa film, which is crazy. Everyone should watch Akira Kurosawa. But if you're not going to, because you want to see I want to see, people that look like me and people that are in situations like me. And, I think there's this idea in Western and Eastern cultures about about how we approach work and how we approach life. And, in America, we got this idea of the work-life balance, which is essentially a way of companies making it seem like it's okay that they're working you to death. But we have these different yet similar ideas about how we should approach work, and I think that's what makes Living and Akiru kind of two sides of the same coin. So I'm really captivated to watch the original film, but I quite enjoyed this one as well, and I think it's playing in theaters. It's at my local AMC right now, which means that you can probably find it at yours as well. I would recommend seeing Living. If you've seen Akiru, let me know down in the comments section below. If you are planning on seeing Living, or if you've seen both, I would love to hear your thoughts on the two of them. And maybe, do you prefer one over the other? I'm sure a lot of people would say they prefer the original, but maybe you're different. I would love to hear your thoughts down below. So go on down there, leave me your thoughts on it, on Living, and especially Bill Nighy's Academy Award nomination for Best Lead Actor, and the film's Academy Award nomination for Best Adapted Screenplay as well. Do you think it has a chance at winning either of those? I personally think the Best Actor Oscar is a bit out of his reach at this point, although I quite like the performance. I just don't think it's going to happen. As far as Best Adapted Screenplay, that's a more curious one, and I'm not leaning towards yes winning, but I'm open to it. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. I would love to join the conversation with you down there. Thank you guys for watching this video. You can find goatfilmreviews.com for my many written reviews. You can find Goat Film Reviews on Facebook. You can follow me personally on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at Almighty Goatman.